I like this part right here. Come on. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the Now we add a little something to it, just to encourage you. We're gonna take it to church right now. Let's go! We'll keep marching right until the victory is won. To all my brothers out there. All your hair, brother, till the victory is won. For all my sisters in the struggle. Keep believing, sister, till the victory is won. Till that day. Till that day comes. Let us march on to victory. Till victory is won.
Beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. Lifting every voice and sing. I'm David Wilkins, and welcome to our Minnesota Sala meeting and our 2021 Scholarship Awards celebration. Greetings to all of our awardees, our brilliant young people who are on their way to a phenomenal future, and to their family members who are able to join us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to get immediately into our scholarship celebration, followed by our business meeting. Everyone is welcome to stay throughout the entire meeting. Understand if you need to leave, but let me begin by, again, thanking everyone for joining us and introducing Ron Klein. Ron is, I think now for 2 years or more, a member of our Minnesota Sala Scholarship Committee. Ron is going to be leading the ceremony as Harriet Cowan, our committee chair, is on a well-deserved holiday. So Ron, I'm going to hand you a request for everyone else to please mute your phones unless you have a speaking role. Thank you. Ron,
can I say good morning? Can I say good morning first, David?
Yes, you can. Always, Brother Blyden. Good morning.
A little late, but I'm here.
Good to see you.
All right.
That's our famous Henry Blyden, who was featured in Next Gen. I know you recognize that face. Ron, please.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of your meeting so that we can present this year's Sala Scholarship awardees. My name is Ron Klein, and as David said, I've been a member of the Scholarship Committee for the past 2 years. It has been a real joy for me to serve on this committee and to have the pleasure of meeting so many wonderful and talented students. The Sala Scholarship Program was started in 2000, with Sala then awarding 5 scholarships. Since that time, our program has grown 5-fold, and over the past 20 years, we have given out over $500,000, including this year's recipients. We're very proud of the profile of this year's 19 awardees. Let me share with you some of their accomplishments. The average student grade point average was 3.6, and 7 of our awardees had GPAs of over 4.0. Half of our awardees will be STEM majors in college this fall. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. Many of our awardees had well over 100 hours of community service and were student leaders in school clubs and student government. The majority of our awardees have maintained their class ranking between the 1st and 15th percentile of their graduating class. Several of our awardees were dual enrollment students with the State College of Florida, earning college credit, and one awardee will be receiving their Associate of Arts degree along with their high school diploma. Terrific. We also have scholar athletes who have excelled in their chosen sport, and one has become a state champion record holder in track and field. Others have been captains of their teams. In the arts, we have had a number of standout students. Among them have been 2 awardees who were their first chair in their instrument with the Sarasota Youth Orchestra. Outstanding accomplishment. Lastly, we had 2 environmental activists who have made a big impact in our community. One of them has won 3 awards in the Sarasota County STEM Fair. It should not be forgotten that these successes occurred during a high school career that was marred by the worldwide COVID pandemic. Many of our awardees have come from families that can't afford to support their dreams, and quite a few of these students have had to hold jobs to help support their families' finances during this time. I think you will agree with me that 2021's class have been truly outstanding. We can all be proud of this year's awardees and all their achievements. And now, I would like to present Carol Catenow so that she can introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Lisa Merritt. Okay, Carol, over to you.
Thank you, Ron, and good morning, everyone. Dr. Lisa Merritt, as Ron said, is our guest speaker for today. Dr. Merritt obtained her medical degree from Howard University after completing her Bachelor's of Science degree from Georgetown University. Dr. Merritt is well known in the Sarasota community and has established a national and international reputation on the subject of health inequities. She has such an extensive and expansive resume that I can only give a brief summary of her accomplishments and the ways she has influenced and helped the Minnesota community. She has a medical practice in physical medicine and rehabilitation in Sarasota. In 1995, she founded the Multicultural Health Institute, known as MHI, to focus attention on health inequities. In her private practice and through the MHI, Dr. Merritt has had several highly successful initiatives, working with schools, local communities, and faith-based organizations to cultivate future health leaders. The Sarasota Community Health Guide, the MHI Scholar Program, No Bounds Program, which exposes high school students to careers in STEM and health, mentoring students to consider working in underserved communities, creator of gatekeepers and safekeepers of community health, who are lay health advisors and educators involved in neighborhood activities to reduce disparities. ASALA is one of many collaborators with MHI. We are honored and delighted to welcome Dr. Lisa Merritt.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I just have to put in one last order. It never ends. But good morning, everybody. I am so pleased to be with you today, and just the graduates. What a wonderful summary. I'm just so proud of ASALA, of the graduates. Their families must be so proud, and pulling it out through this pandemic. You know, kudos to you, and feel good about today. And as I'm thanking you, I also want to thank you on behalf of my family and my daughter, Amara Merritt, who was 3 years ago amongst this austere group of students, and to let you know that that was such an incredibly important boost at that time as she was recovering from 2 successive major surgeries, dealing with a very uncertain future and a very uncertain prognosis. And since that time, may you be inspired, because despite that, despite multiple hospitalizations, could somebody mute if you're not speaking? Could everybody mute, please? Thank you. She has presented at an international forum in Portugal on art, on expressive arts. She illustrated a book that was published called Me, Myself, and My Amygdala, about brain function. And she currently has a painting on exhibition at the Houston Museum of African American Art. So you never know where you might get to if you just keep trying and be encouraged. And as I think about, what am I going to talk to you about today? I have 3 main things I'd like to just kind of instill: the concepts of hope, purpose, and perspective. Because, as I'm looking at this wonderful group of students, we don't know who's going to be our next published author, researcher, composer, inventor. It's very exciting to think about. Hope. As we emerge from this international pandemic and we feel renewed hope about the future, one that's fueled remembering the struggles that we overcome before, we have to take strength in that. And in my own personal story, Amara and I moved to Florida over 16 years ago with the hope of just getting a little more time with our parents, who were both fighting cancer at the time. We're grateful that that stretched into 15 years or so of many happy memories and building skills and all of those things. And so always keep hope in your hearts, no matter how bleak things may seem at the time. Right now I have a patient who's I just saw, he's 99 years old, World War II veteran, who said, they have me imprisoned here. I said, no, we just try to take care of you. But we talk about things, and he remembers the Tuskegee Airmen, and just think this man was born shortly after the last pandemic and survived all of that. The Tuskegee Airmen and people like that were trendsetters who at that time broke the color line in the Air Force. And because of them, millions of subsequent young men and women have had the opportunity to serve our country. And so before that, all generations only had hopes and dreams. And so you have so many more hopes and dreams because of the work that was done before to give you these opportunities today. When I was visiting my aunt recently, we found discharge papers for my own great-grandfather, who was in his 90s, and he was stationed in France in World War I. And he was able to travel the world as a ship steward and sleeping car porter, and he painted from memory later in his life. And I just think about all of the things that he had to overcome and endure. And so just remember that, as Maya Angelou said, you have been paid for. Okay, you're the next generation of hope for all of us to build upon in the struggles that we have overcome. Now, even though we think about the pandemic and we think about the previous pandemic, also think about a century ago, that not only was the world struggling with the pandemic, but Black people were struggling with being under total siege, with lynchings, massacres in Rosewood in 23 and Greenwood in 21, but people didn't give up. They pulled together and they got stronger and they kept moving forward. And when you look at our situation today, Homeland Security says that the most urgent terrorism threat is domestic violent extremism. And we see what's happening all the time in the news. And so we need you to become who it is that you're going to be, and to be the best you can be, to be the beacons of hope through your continued excellence in leadership and vision, and to counter these dark forces that seem to want to come over and over again. We don't get thrown off by that. We just keep moving forward. And so how do we move forward? We move forward with purpose. Okay, with deep faith and determination and collective efforts, our ancestors paved this way for us by widening opportunities. It's up to you to take advantage of those and to keep the sense of purpose, which means to, be intentional about your life, to keep clear what the vision is ahead of you and where you're trying to get to, and the work that you want to bring to reality. Maybe you just have an idea or a dream, or you're the first one in your family to go to college. Don't worry, it starts with you. This scholarship can fuel your hopes like it did for Amara, who really didn't even know she's going to make it out of high school. Okay, it can illuminate your purpose. When I was finishing high school, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I really had no idea the sequence involved in training, how I was going to pay for it. I just had this image in my mind of me in a white coat, stethoscope, and using my knowledge to help people to get better. And somehow I just kept plugging away, and I kept finding my way, and I worked really hard, and I did it. And Black women are 1% of all physicians. So it was a 99 to 1 chance I might not have done this, but I didn't worry about that 99. I knew I was going to be that one. Okay. So you have to be intentional. How do you do it? How do you spend your time? Who do you spend your time with? What classes are you going to plan to take? You have to be clear, make your plan. What is it that you're going to do? And what are you going to do with your summers? And turn off the phones and use the time to read. You know, what songs are you going to listen to? What are you going to put in your brain to sharpen your skills and inspire you to stay this course? You know, think about who you're around. Are they for your higher good? Are they helping you to move forward? It's one thing when you're in high school and you're hanging out, whatever. It's another thing when you're going to college. You're going to have a lot of choices that you have to make, and you need to try to make the best choices that you can. Find advisors who will support your vision and encourage and guide you, and listen to them. And at the same time, you have to ignore people, some people, so-called friends, even family. They might try to keep you from your dreams or put their fears and judgments into you. Just thank them and just keep moving on. And so, you know, one of the things I'd also advise you, like I read all day long. I'm surrounded right now with a bunch of documentation and computers, etc. But I love to read for fun. And I'd like to suggest a few books that you might want to do for your summer reading. Get yourself grounded in who you're coming from, where you're going to. The one is The Souls of Black Folk by W.B. Du Bois. The Autobiography of Malcolm X, as told to Alex Haley. The Black Poets by Dudley Randall. The Bluest Eye, Beloved, Sula, Anything by Toni Morrison. The Parable of the Sower, Kindred, Anything by Octavia Butler. And I love the Easy Rolling series by Walter Mosley, who also had a bunch of different, right? You like that, right? Yeah, I mean, Easy Rolling, he was amazing. I mean, Blue Light, just what range. These are all Black authors who are amazing. So read for fun. Doesn't have to be all science or school or technical. Read because you love to read, and learn to love to read if you don't love to read, because you need to learn to love to read. This is a sala after all. We're talking about learning. Because with reading, you increase your speed, your comprehension, and your writing skills. And so much of what I do is not how good I was in science. It's how well do I write my reports, my documentation. It could save somebody's life. It could keep from getting sued. It could help somebody get a disability, whatever. It's so important that you be able to write and express yourself well, and you have a roadmap. So your purpose is to make a plan, adjust it as you need to. Think about what you wrote about to get this great scholarship. Keep building on those skills of service and leadership and vision. And also never forget about giving back. And that brings me to perspective, hope, purpose, perspective, okay? You have to keep your own perspective on things. You're the product of this incredible, very special generation that bridged two really different forms of leadership growing up. One was led by this brilliant African-American man who inspired our nation towards unity. And the subsequent one stood for, we'll just say, divisiveness and undoing. So you contrast that and you decide for yourself, what did you admire? What did you dislike? And then you get to define for yourself how you want to be. What values do you want to inculcate? It's 40 years since I graduated from college. Hard to believe, right? That goes fast, you know, and 40 years from now, or really be 44 because it's high school and college, what will be your life? You're going to think about that from now. What is it that you want to make happen? Because if you don't think about it now, you'll be wondering about what happened then because you didn't make it happen in between. So you got to make it happen, okay? So I know we have a big meeting and I'm not going to drag this out too long, but I wanted to share a couple of themes from the book that Amara illustrated because they're really very cool. In one, it's a picture of a person meditating, and they have these bubbles of different positive affirmations. And one of the things that they talk about is the benefit of mindfulness. I know that this has been a hard year for everybody on this call, students, adults alike. It's been like nothing anybody else has experienced. But mindfulness is a practice that allows us to just kind of stay in the moment, to focus on what's good, to focus on what we have control over. And so many young people, it's stressing with anxiety and worry and uncertainty. Don't worry about those fears. Just focus on where you're going and try to nip in the bud any negative, self-defeating thoughts, and just find that inner peace and find what makes you feel good about you. Exercise, good food, etc. Just keep moving forward with that, and you'll be fine. It's always tough. Just imagine, Charlene Hunter Gall walking in and police escorts and people not wanting her there when she's trying to get her college education. You got a scholarship and you got people waiting for you. Okay, you're already way ahead of the story. The other thing is to cultivate and nurture our best self. What's your best self? Find your strengths, know them, and build on them. Amara's were art and writing. Build on that. You'll never know where that might take you. So she used her art. I wish I could share this picture, but it's got a picture of her this person, and she developed her own font to go with the writing that she wanted to put with it. So she used her art and her writing together. Another one is called The Blades of Perspective. And it's a big tray of a Swiss Army knife with all these different kinds of blades, and they have different names. And so there's the blade of inner vision and self-reflection. Take time to get quiet, to think about what you're doing. Every morning I start my day meditating and getting clear. I give myself my own orders before I start writing orders for everybody else, and they come from God, okay? There's the blade of higher reasoning, strategizing, and problem solving. So when MHI has been working this past year through the pandemic, we didn't go into a panic. That's not going to help anybody. We had to sit down, think about the information we could get from Europe and other places, reason out and anticipate what was going to happen before, look back at what happened in the previous pandemic, make a plan, strategize it, bring everybody together, and solve problems as they evolve. That's what you do when you're a leader, and that's what you're going to be one day. So you got to know yourself and stay calm and stay centered and keep in perspective. Will help you to do that. So in closing, I'm just going to close with the favorite advice of my mentor and preeminent surgeon, amazing man, Dr. LaSalle Fall. Howard, I got my Howard scrubs on today. Yes, Kamala Howard, that's right. I got to put the plug in there. He advised us, okay, at the end of every day, ask yourself 2 questions. First question, what did I do today that I shouldn't have? Second question, what didn't I do today that I should have? And they're both really important, okay? Don't beat yourself up, just think on it. And then the next day, just decide I'm gonna do better, okay? Be all that you can be, do your best. Please keep a mindfulness attitude, take care of yourself. Don't get caught up in all, turn the phone off, turn the TV off. Don't get caught up in all that negative input that's influencing you. Think about the ancestors. Think about my 99-year-old man with a broken neck who's actually lapping some of the 40 and 50-year-olds around here, okay? Because he's determined to get out of here. He doesn't like being a prisoner, okay? Free your mind, okay? Up, you mighty race. Remember the importance of hope, purpose, perspective, and most of all, strive to be happy. God bless you and good luck to all of you.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you, doctor. Thank you. And we would always present this in person, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again. But on behalf of Manasota ASALH, all of our awardees and their families, we thank Dr. Lisa Merritt. You touched our hearts and our minds, and that's what's most important. Thank you so much. God bless. Ron, I'll pass it back to you and your committee.
Okay, that was a great speech, Dr. Merritt. Now I would like to introduce Betty Easley, who will speak about the importance of the Sneed Legacy Scholarship, and then we'll introduce our chosen recipients. Betty, over to you.
Unmute yourself. There you go. Unmute yourself, Betty. There you go.
Okay, let's see if I can get this box off. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The Sneed Legacy Award is a recurring yearly scholarship named in memory of Dr. Cheryl Watkins Sneed, former Manasota ASALH board member. Dr. Sneed founded the Banneker Industries, which was a company named after Benjamin Banneker, the first recognized African-American mathematician and inventor. So students receiving this scholarship must be enrolled in an accredited college or university and must have a GPA of 3.0 or higher on a 4.0 scale. These students are top rated in business, science, technology, math, and engineering. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Sneed Legacy winners in their own words. I'm going to introduce them alphabetically. The first winner is Almondine Lewis Charles. This young lady is looking at all of her options and assessing her interest in college. She has an interest in international business and wants to earn a dual degree. She has a love for learning and wants to continue her education toward graduate school. Finally, she wants to demonstrate perseverance. Although she has overcome many, many challenges in her life, she wants to move forward and she plans to continue to move toward her goals. Please welcome Amandine Lewis Charles. Okay, are we going to, David, show her, or should I go on to the next one?
If she speaks, we will be able to see her. Amandine, we have a
You
speaker.
there? Okay. I just want to make sure that the students are here. All right. The next student, and I'll move on, is Kaylee Combo. Kaylee has evaluated her leadership style over the last few years and adjusted her style to the challenges she faces. Looking forward 25 years from now think about this, Kaylee is young, 17 or 18, but she's looking forward 25 years. Kaylee envisions herself as a happy mother, wife, and a doctor. She aspires to advocate for the underserved. In the future, not only does she seek education, but she also wants to help and support others. She especially wants to support foster children, and she wants to work with foster children and their parents. Please welcome Kaylee Combo. Okay.
Kaylee, you want to unmute yourself and say hello?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning, Kaylee.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Congratulations. All right. We're going to move on to our last student. Our final student for this award is Christopher Holmes. Christopher is an outstanding student and believes that he motivates and empowers others. Christopher is currently a student at FAMU and enjoys college life immensely. He has a strong sense of who he is, both with his strengths and weaknesses. Christopher is on the road toward achieving his goals. Let's welcome Christopher Holmes.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you guys so much for this. You guys don't know how much this scholarship means to me, because it's literally like one of the only ones that's giving me the opportunity to pursue my dreams and allowing me to go after what I want. And I'm just so appreciative. Ooh, thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Christopher.
Keep smiling.
And that ends our presentation for the SNEED Awards. I'd like to congratulate each of the winners. These students are so outstanding in all of the STEM fields. We know those fields are science, technology, engineering, and math, and also business students. So congratulations to all of our SNEED winners today. Thank you. Ron, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Betty. Okay, now I would like to introduce Dr. Loretta Gaines, a SALA board member who will speak about the significance of the Patricia Pepin Lynch Scholarship, and then we'll introduce this year's chosen scholars. Dr. Loretta Gaines, Dr. Lynetta Gaines. Over to you, Lynetta.
Thank you, Ron, and good morning again, everyone. I'm just so proud to be here. Congratulations to all of our scholars. Mrs. Patricia Lynch Pepin was a personal friend to Connie and me, and a dedicated volunteer with our library where she worked with our children. When she received a terminal diagnosis in 2016, she decided to leave $10,000 to Asala, an amount that was increased to $12,000 by additional donations to help fund 4 years of college for an African American young lady. The scholarship committee chose Idanya Timmons, who graduated from Valdosta State University in 2020. She made all 4 years, and who is now working as a behavior therapist with autistic children, with plans to go on to medical school. 3 years ago, Pat's brother, Danny Lynch, began to give substantial gifts to continue Pat's legacy via annual scholarships. I am proud to present this year's 2 Patricia Lynch Pepin scholars. First, Alciana Laguerre, who is graduating from Sarasota High School. Alciana, would you please say a few words about yourself and your goals?
Hi, so I'm Alciana Laguerre. I am a graduate from Sarasota High School this year, and I will be attending University of Florida in the fall to study both business and finances. I've had like a real passion for just working in math and just helping others. So I'm excited to like learn and gain expertise in this field to kind of help others find financial security and also find it for myself. So this scholarship definitely helps me like reach that future goal, more so to say, because it gives me one less thing to worry about and just focus on being a student. And I'm just very excited to like for what the future to hold for me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Alciana. Well done. Well done. And our other Patricia Lynch Pepin scholar is Reed Pitts, who is graduating from Venice High School. Reed, I'm not sure I saw him.
Hello, thank you.
Oh, there you are. Yay. Would you introduce yourself and say a few words about your goals? And
accepting this opportunity. Sorry, can you, is everything, am I audible?
You're good.
Okay. I am going to FSU. It might have said UCF earlier, but now I've dedicated FSU for mechanical engineering, and I'm just gonna see what I can do with the mechanical engineering. I already have my associates, so I'm excited to get it done. And I want to thank you again for the opportunity.
well, both of you, well done, Reed and Alciana. You're putting smiles on our faces, and Pat is smiling down too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Gaines.
Okay. And now I would like to introduce two of our committee members who will do split duty in introducing this year's high school scholarships. First, Dr. Quincy Tharps, who will introduce the first half of this year's high school scholars, and then Ms. Carol Catino, who will introduce the second half of the recipients. Okay, over to you, Dr. Quincy.
Good morning and welcome, students. Our first scholarship winner is Brianna Whitlarge Isaacs. And if the students would like to say a few words about themselves and their future plans, we would love to hear it. Brianna.
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? My name is Brianna Whitlarge Isaacs. I'm a graduating senior at Booker High School. Over my 4 years here, I have participated in the College for Every Student Brilliant Pathways program as an ambassador and peer mentor. I am also in the dual enrollment program through State College of Florida, and I'm also in the Advanced International Certificate of Education program, or the ACE program. In the future, I would like to attend the University of Florida to attain a bachelor's in science degree in mathematics while on the pre-medicine track. And after med school, I would like to specialize in pediatric orthopedic surgery. So thank you all so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brianna. Next, we have Jemiah Johnson. Jemiah? All right, maybe she'll pop in a minute. Let's go on to Supawati Suna Daniel. Supawati?
We're scanning.
I'm right here. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My daughter got called into work and I'm her mother. What she is going to do is she has gotten accepted to University of Miami and she wanted me to say thank you very much. She got accepted to the University of Miami Marine Biology School, and she is going to continue her work with Red Tide, which is what she had been doing before. And she just wanted to let you know that she is very, very grateful. And I am very, very grateful for your help because I am a single mom. And as you know, University of Miami is very expensive, and she plans on continuing her project with the Red Tide and finding ways to organically stop and help with the Red Tide. And hopefully she's going to report back to you, and hopefully she will have a way to stop Red Tide without adding more problems to this. But thank you very, very much for your help.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Soraya Walkies.
Hi.
Walks. Soraya.
Yeah. Soraya Walks. Hi, my name is Soraya Walks. I'm a student athlete at Outdoor Academy. I've been attending since 7th grade, since it is a private school, and I will be attending Eastern Michigan in the fall. I'm looking to do business, marketing, and public relations. And I've been interested in business for quite some time. Like when I was younger, I used to like carry a cart around the neighborhood and like sell like candies and stuff like that and make money, because I come from a very big family. This is my father right here, Alfred Walks. I have 8 siblings, 7 boys, and it's me and my sister. So, you know, like growing up in a big family, like, you know, money is very thin, and like my parents did as much as they could to afford everything for us and give us everything that we need. So, but I loved business and working with people, and definitely public relations, working with new people, communications, and different companies, helping branch out and start brands and products and stuff like that. So yeah.
Thank you. And next we have Zenonia Williams.
Hi, my name is Ziona Williams, and I'll be graduating from Booker High School. I'll be attending Florida Gulf Coast University, where I was accepted into the Honors College as well as the Bauer School of Music. And I plan to double major in music education and exercise science. And I also am a part of the Visual and Performing Arts program and the ACE program at Booker. I was the drum major for the past 2 years in the marching band. And I also rode for Sarasota Crew this year, where I won a state championship and I placed first in my boat. So I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity, and it definitely doesn't go unnoticed, and it will greatly contribute to my future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Next, we have Jacoby Green.
Hello, my name is Jacoby Green. I'm a senior from Booker High School as well. I am in the ACE program along with Ziona and Brianna. I do dual enrollment. I'll be attending Duquesne University in Pittsburgh this summer, where I'll do their summer course. I got a full scholarship there. But I would just like to say thank you so much for this opportunity, because it's just amazing seeing that people of my skin color are lowering the barriers of financial inability to continue to post-secondary planning is college. And I know that this opportunity will allow me to give back to my community. So thank you.
And thank you so much. Next, we have Tiana Harris.
I don't see Tiana on our list, Quincy.
Okay, then we have Archie Jacinto.
Hello, my name is Archie Jacinto. I am a graduating senior at Agape Christian School in Sarasota. During my 4 years, I participated. I was an attorney at Teen Court, and I was able to play basketball at Sarasota High. And I'll be attending Roanoke College in Virginia. And I would just like to say thank you to Asala for everything that they have done and like giving me this scholarship, because like just an opportunity for me to go to pursue my education. Thank you.
And thank you. We have Justin Bartlett, but I learned he's not able to attend. So thank you, Justin, even though you're not here. And now I would like to turn it over to Carol Katzmouth, who will continue introducing our scholars.
Thank you, Quincy. Our first scholar is Jasmine McDaniel from Southeast High School. Jasmine, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much for this scholarship. It's sure enough going to help me in the future, achieving my goals towards becoming a pediatric psychologist.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Our next scholar is Victoria Pugh, graduating from Lakewood Ranch High School.
Hi, my name is Victoria Pugh, and I am graduating from Lakewood Ranch High School. Throughout my years in high school, I was the top player in my tennis team, flute section leader in my marching band, wind ensemble, and flute choir, and the drum major of my marching band my senior year. Outside of high school, I was a part of the Sarasota Youth Philharmonic Orchestra, where I became principal flutist. After high school, I plan on attending Louisiana State University. I received a flute scholarship, so I will be majoring in music, but my goal is to become a dentist and get into dental school, so I'll be put on a pre-dental track. I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity, and it will help me a lot.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Victoria.
Our next student is Sama Dibi Yunus, graduating from Booker High School.
Hi, my name is Sama Yunus. I'm a graduate at Booker High now, and I plan on going to Santa Fe to major in mechanical engineering. My goal is to really help the earth with like solar energy. I feel like not enough people are using it, and for only 6% of the country to be using it, it's not enough. I honestly don't feel like our resources are sustainable like that. So this is what I plan to do. And I want to thank you guys because I do live in a one parent home and my mom really can't do everything. So thank you for just taking that off of me. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Our next student is Alexa Bocamp, graduating from Palmetto High School. Alexa, are you there?
I don't see her on our list, Carol.
Okay. We'll continue then. Our next is Ariel Jones, graduating from Bay Shore High School.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ari Jones, and I'm a graduating senior from Bayshore High School. I've attended the AVID program for all 4 years, and I was also in a dual enrollment. In this fall, I plan on attending Clark Atlanta to study business entrepreneurship. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Anastasia.
Thank you.
Our next student, Anastasia Morris, graduating from Northport Suncoast Technical High School. Anastasia, you there?
I don't see Anastasia on our list.
Okay. We'll go on to Nadia Simpson, graduating from Lakewood Ranch High School.
Good morning. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. God bless. I plan to attend Millen University on a scholarship for flag football. I will also be majoring in nursing and working my way towards receiving my BSN.
Congratulations, Aria.
Oh, she said Ari. But she said Nadia.
And our last student is Jason Polivra, graduating from Booker High School. Jason?
Hello, everybody. I'm a graduating senior at Booker High School. I'm also a student athlete. I plan to attend SCF for my first 2 years of college and then move to a 4-year university. My future goal is to become to major in sports management and also be a athletic director. And after it's all said and done, I'm going to become a coach and help come back to the community and help everybody to give people the same opportunity that I had. My family came from East Africa. So when they came into this country not having much, so for you guys to give me this opportunity and to do better than my parents did coming into America is a really blessing. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jason.
Back to you, Ron. Oh, okay.
Ron?
I was unmuting myself. I said that was great. What a great group of student scholars this year. I'm really impressed, and I'm sure all of you are. Okay, in closing, our committee would like to acknowledge and especially thank the following groups and the people who have helped through their fundraising efforts, their devoted work, and their donations to assist these very talented young people to achieve their dreams. First, the KBR Foundation with management by Mr. Joe Bornstein. The Sneed Legacy Scholarship managed by William and Kay Watkins. Our chapter president, David Wilkins. Our dedicated scholarship committee members, Chairperson Harriet Cowan, Carol Catenow, Betty Easley, Dr. Quincy Tharps, Paula Viltz, Ron Mason, Barbara Gibbs, Bernice Giscombe, and myself, Ron Klein. And last but not least, many sincere thanks to the wonderful ASALH members whose donations helped us tremendously to help close the gap this year. Your efforts have made all the difference for us to be able to help give scholarships to these wonderful students. We now look forward to meeting next year's applicants for the scholarships awards. Thank you so very much. God bless.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you, Ron. Thanks to all of our donors, obviously all of our members who gave, and especially to the committee. You've done, as you always do, a marvelous, marvelous job. And to all of the students, we wish and we expect that you will be successful. And we do intend to stay in touch with you to follow that success. And we'll be sending you our ASALH applications post haste. So watch for those in the mail. Let's get on then with our general membership meeting. Again, you are all welcome to stay. We're going to move through this very quickly. Let's begin with the report from our recording secretary, Frederick White.
Good morning, everyone. What a wonderful group of students. They're really outstanding. That being said, I would have received the minutes of the April 23rd meetings, and I respectfully move acceptance of the minutes of our meeting of April 23rd.
Thanks, Fred. And those minutes, of course, were included in our meeting notice. Hopefully you had a chance to review them. Subject to any exceptions or corrections, those will be accepted into our records. For my president's report, again, very briefly, we had on yesterday a dry run of our strategic plan. I've reported over the last few meetings about this process, and every occasion I thank Bill Watkins, who launched this with us several months ago. We've now gone through each of the 4 phases. Of course, we met with our presidents, got input on a mission and vision statement. We then met with the 5 committees over a period of meetings where they offered goals and objectives for consideration. The last phase, which we're in today, is reviewing that and going through it. We're now pulling all that together for presentation to our members. Many thanks to all of the participants from the committees that fed into the process. I can tell you that it has gone well, and please watch over the break, since this is our last meeting until September. We'll continue to communicate to you and seek, most importantly, seek your input. Let me again remind us that in September, and we'll be getting specific dates and information about our national meeting. So this is the ASALH annual meeting and conference. It will be virtual again this year. And so I encourage everyone to watch for that information, to plan on participating in September. It will be structured much like the virtual conference last year. This was supposed to have been a Jacksonville face-to-face conference. That obviously has been delayed actually until 2023 because of the pandemic. So we'll do it virtually again this year, but the national is focused on Florida and our 6 Florida chapters, recognizing that we make up the largest part of ASALH among our 6 chapters. And so it's being focused here, and we'll continue to communicate. And I encourage you all to participate. It's always a wonderfully managed program with marvelous papers being presented and panel discussions, and it's going to be virtual. You can do it from home, as we've done last year. We took 2 polls in our last meeting. We asked our members their comfort level with, again, beginning to meet face to face. We're obviously headed in that direction. We haven't made that decision yet, but the majority of participants in the poll expressed a willingness to meet in person. And we're going to be working on those plans over the summer break, if you will. We'll be communicating with you. We'd love to have some kind of a welcome back event. We have decided not to do a face-to-face Christmas brunch this year. We're working with Henry Richardson and Fred White. They've been our advisors with regard to the pandemic and the risk and managing those risks. So watch for that communication over the next few weeks. We would hope to have Randy Rankin next year. We'd hope to obviously have all of our events next year with the majority of Americans being vaccinated and the CDC endorsing those kinds of get-togethers again. But that will be our focus. Obviously, our first focus is the safety of our membership. And that will always be our prime mover, but we do want to get together again. We'd love to embrace all of you and see all of you. And so that's where your board will be working over the next few months. We also in that same poll ask about the prospect to change our meeting times. We've traditionally met at 10 o'clock on Fridays, and there seemed to be a consensus that we consider perhaps meeting Saturdays to allow for our working members to participate. Remember, we have obviously lots of members who are still employed, and Friday's a work day. and we lose their ability to participate. Marion might report on a correspondence she received from a new member who was frankly surprised to see that we were meeting during a work day, during work time, and was asking us to reconsider that. So that's on our agenda as well. The last item I will report on is the Watson Film Project. We've mentioned this over a period of time. That is progressing well. Alan Morton, our treasurer, is managing the funds for that project. Minnesota Asala is acting merely as a financial agent, and those funds are being managed according to a committee that's working together on the production of that film on the life of Dr. Bernard Watson. So you'll see that from time to time in our financial reports, solely so you understand what those funds are as distinct from our revenue and expenses. And that's all I have for a president's report. I want to move on quickly, unless there are any questions, to our treasurer's report. Alan, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. As a former professor, college dean, and teacher, this day couldn't be a better day. I love school, I love students, I love being able to help students. My report will consist of only 4 numbers: 16,000, 27,000, 26,000, and 1405. Those numbers represent our ability, our commitment, our desire to invest in students. And most of them are pretty self-explanatory. 16,000 is a donation from the Watsons, the Pippins, and Marcia Kendall Smith. 27,000 is our fundraising ability. I want to point out, over a period of just 2 months, we raised $27,000. So this is important, and I think we did what we had to do in that case. The flip side is on the expense side. 26,000 was our expenditure for scholarships for the past year. And 1405 is a number that I want to call attention to because it's the work of the website committee that enabled us to interview these fine students that we saw here today. So my report is about joy and scholarship and capability, and that's my report.
Any, thank you, Alan. Any questions for Alan? Very good. Rita Smith, our membership report. No, Rita's on here this morning. I saw Rita.
Okay, there I am.
There you are. Good morning, Rita.
Good morning, everyone. I want to first congratulate all the scholarship recipients and good luck in your future, and they're going to do well. We're in the membership committee is in the process of updating our membership roster. And also wanted to just remind everyone that beginning September, the renewals will take place between for 2022 between September and December. So that is all I have, and I am off.
Thank you, Rita. Yeah, Bernadine,
Okay.
I see your hand.
Yes, thank you. I had a question on membership, maybe 2. How many active members do we have for 2021? And the second,
We're actually updating the membership list as we speak, so we should have a report for you shortly.
okay, cannot the treasurer tell us how many active members we have? No.
Alan, you're muted. Bernadine, Alan's muted. We're in the process of an audit right now with National. As you know from your experience, National has a list. We have a list. We're trying to reconcile our list with theirs to be sure the numbers that we publish are accurate. That has financial implications because obviously memberships, we share a portion of each of those memberships. And so we don't want to report a number. We're in the midst of this audit trying to make sure we've got the very best numbers. Watch for that publication. We're very close because National is getting ready to conduct their annual elections, and that obviously is impacted by the correct numbers from branches like ours. So we had hoped to have that done today, but we're just not there yet.
Second question. As I was looking and trying to keep abreast during this pandemic and trying to contact members, I noticed I had an older, it seemed to me, directory. At one time, we were trying to put the membership roster online. Is that not possible? If we can't publish a directory for 2021, could we not have the membership roster with contact information sent to us via the internet?
Yeah, we are also, and I think we've mentioned in the last two meetings, exploring a online membership management tool. It's called Membership Works. We're very close to a decision on that, and we will have that kind of capability very shortly. We want to make sure that it integrates with our other our banking systems. We may need to do some upgrades in that regard. But it is our plan to have a online membership system as quickly as we can get those things taken care of. And we won't have a hard copy directory, but we think we will have a more effective tool that members can use, can connect, and we can keep it current and updated more easily than working through spreadsheets and hard copies.
Thank you for your answer.
Rita, Alan, anything to add to that?
No, I think you did a great job explaining it.
Yeah, I think what you said is accurate.
All right, very good. Any other questions on our membership? Scroll through the photos to see if there are any hands raised. Then let's move to Marion and correspondence.
Okay. Most recent correspondence. I received our bank statement, donation request from Embracing Our Differences, and a solicitation from DonorView. I also have received a letter from Asiana Laguerre, and also a letter from Kiara Louise. Both of them are scholarship recipients. Kiara finished her, graduated from USF in less than 4 years. And if I had time, I would read Asiana's letter. It was very well done. And she wanted to thank us, both of them wanted to thank us for the scholarships which we gave them. They were very, very thankful to us. And that's my report.
Marion, I think one of those young ladies sent photos of her graduation garb, if I'm not mistaken. We might find a way to publish that for the members. It was
yes.
it was
great.
It was lovely. All right. Thanks, Marion. Any questions for Marion, correspondence related? Good and welfare. Herman Bell. I think I saw him on, there he is.
Can you hear me?
I can. We can.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My report just consists of my wishing each and every one of you and your families a very safe Memorial Day weekend. And continue to be mindful of the fact that although we're getting close to a time when we could stop masking, I would recommend that you continue to be mindful of the fact that there are a lot of people still who have not been vaccinated. So be cautious and have a great weekend. Finally, if I could have the Tech Committee to change where it says Gamma Xi Boule under my name to M. Herman Bo Bell, Bo is in parentheses, I'd appreciate it.
Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Thanks, Bo. Any other inputs on good and welfare? Any news that has not come to our attention? We always want to be mindful of the health and welfare of our folks.
Can I say something?
Please, please.
Yeah, thank you, Herman. So tomorrow at our office at the Goodwill building at 1781 Dr. Martin Luther King, there's a prostate awareness program. We didn't sponsor this. I knew I couldn't. It was a conflict. We were gonna have to do other things. But David Morris and this other group and Mr. Blyden, we were trying to get in touch with you. I don't know if they did or not, because I know that's an area that you have really been the lead on. And I told them they should coordinate with you. But it's tomorrow morning, 9 to 11, and there will also be vaccinations. So, you know, if you have any of these young people haven't gotten their vaccines yet, I'm not sure if this is the one that they can get. But certainly they'll be there. And then there's a prostate awareness thing. And I do want to speak to, we know the policy has changed, but we do not know the effectiveness of vaccination in those who are immunocompromised or who have other debilitating conditions. And that the effectiveness range is anywhere from 86 to 95%. So therefore, I do very much encourage everyone to just maintain the current precautions. We also do not know when or if the virulent strains will soon breach the effectiveness of the vaccines, particularly when we have things going on in India right now and other places where the more it can transmit so much, there's more opportunity for it to mutate more frequently over a shorter period of time. And I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm just being practical, as you know how I am. I just straight up no chaser. You know, I've seen a lot of people die, lost a lot of people. I would like for that to not keep happening if we could prevent it. So just wear the mask, wash your hands, stay away from everybody if you can.
Dr. Merritt, where is this event going to take place again? At
1781 Dr. Martin Luther King Way in Sarasota, at MLK and Osprey in the Goodwill building. And I'll be happy to send a flyer to David and you can send it to everybody.
Okay.
And it's also going to be on our website and it's also on our Facebook, like Multicultural Health Institute. And everyone's invited to the Tuesday 7:30 Community Coalition call. Where we update the data, the numbers, the cutting edge updates, and also other health updates, which we've gotten back to more of, thank goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll send that out.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Merritt. Rita and then Ray Taylor. Rita?
I was just going to let Herman know I was on a call with the national, and they will post on the national website any members who are deceased. I know you used to report on that, but we can let the national know. They will post that on their website.
Thanks, Rita. Ray.
Yes, group. I would like to congratulate Francis Taylor, who as of tomorrow will have tolerated Ray Taylor for 51 years of
Congratulations, Fran.
Surprise.
You're the soul of patience.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations, Ray. Quincy, please.
Just a question. This year, I have started getting 2 copies of the journal, and it comes to the same address, and that's money. So I'm wondering why that happened, number 1. Number 2, I no longer get memos from Asala regarding meetings or any other announcements.
So you're getting 2 journals from National.
Mm-hmm.
Are they both in your name or are they in Maury's name and your name?
That way, Maury's name and my name. But we do a joint membership when we do our dues.
Right.
And we never used to get 2. We always got 1. Now we get 2 and no emails from.
So you're okay. So we can certainly explore that with National and they can reduce that. Lois and I have a dual membership and we only get 1 journal. So I think much like we're struggling with keeping current with the online facilities, so is National. And are you saying you're not getting emails from us?
Right.
You did not get the meeting notice from us?
No.
Okay, so let's take that offline and make sure we've got the right address. Again,
I always used to get them. Nothing's changed.
And we've obviously moved to we used to use Jim Stewart's old listserv from Penn State, which was really quite easy. We now use a constant contact email service, which is actually quite good, but we need to make sure that your info, your email is correctly input. So that could be the problem. Check your, Quincy, check your, what's it called? Your spam folder. Spam folder. Mine comes into one of the other Google receptacles, not the main one. So however you get email, check those options and we'll deal with this offline. Make sure we're getting. Anybody else having difficulty receiving either too many directories or not enough emails? Bob Katina.
Yes, we get two. We get two also.
Books?
All right.
You get two.
We can certainly
I'm also not receiving the emails.
Who's that?
My name is Diane Brown. I'm also not receiving the emails.
All right, we're taking names and numbers here. We'll figure this out. Thank you, Diane.
Okay.
Ms. Harper, did I see your hand? And then Ken Hill.
Getting emails.
We're not getting the journals. We're getting two journals.
Oh, we only got one this time.
Ms. Harper, you're muted.
You just don't want to speak up. You get on my nerves. Could everyone who's not getting email, could you send me an email at mruffin@gmail.com? That'll give me your current email address and it'll give me something to match in constant contact.
Right. Thanks, Mary. Ms. Harper, please.
Yes, we also received two journals, my daughter and I.
All right. Well, we'll certainly explore with national. Those come from Washington, obviously, and some families might want to, but we can certainly ask him to limit in those three instances. Ken, please.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. We're receiving three copies of the journal. Now, of course, we have membership here in Philmonco. I don't know if that has any impact. We have a membership both here and Minnesota, but we get three African American history journals every month.
Okay.
Two in Irene's name and one in mine.
All right. We will raise that with Sylvia and her staff. It is a waste, obviously, and we'll try to limit that. Ms. Harper, I might have cut off too quickly. Did you have another question?
No, is this an announcement time? Will that come later?
It will. It will, and don't let me forget. All right. Other questions? Just looking through our screens here to make sure I'm not missing anybody, and unmute and speak up if. All right, then let's move to our education committee. Jean and Linda Crump.
Hi, this is Linda Crump, and we had another Beyond Black History Month presentation on Veterans of Color. It went really well. We were really proud to have some Booker High School students involved in the presentation that are in the junior ROTC, and they're both great leaders, so it's lots of fun having them as part of it. And we tried moving the time to 4:30 to 5:30. We had originally done 7 to 8. And I think we're still debating because we got about the same amount of people for both of the time slots. So we don't know if that's the best time slot. We will not have any over the summer, so none for June, July, and August, but we'll start again in September. And already we have 2 months that people have expressed an interest of doing something. We hope to do 9 over the year. And we're going to continue to try to survey our members to see what they're interested in and if they're willing to participate. Was there a question? Oh, I heard somebody's voice, so I thought maybe there was a question. The other thing the Education Committee is working on.
Education Committee.
Hello?
Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out if there was a question or if I should continue.
Please, Linda, someone was unmuted and they were speaking.
Oh, okay. So the other thing we're working on as a committee is with the Community Remembrance Project, that thing through the EJI about the lynching memorial. And we were fortunate this morning to meet with 2 of the educator coordinators from both Sarasota County and Manatee County. And they think this will fall well within their curriculum. If we do things and work together, they're going to ask for a little bit more information. They're very positive about it. And so we're excited about that upcoming project. Jean, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, as an aside, we're talking about all these things we're doing outside of SALA regular meeting dates, and I think it would behoove us to have an education thrust into the community, but it needs to be publicized. We need to do publications about our Beyond Black History Month, and for sure publicize what we did with our scholars today. And I'm going to recommend that the executive committee look into creating publications or a publicity committee and get on to publicizing what ASAL is doing. We hide our light under a bushel basket, and it should be out for the world to see. So I'm going to try to get the executive committee to consider a publicity committee to publicize whatever we're doing to the community of Manasota, Manatee, and Sarasota. That's all that I have to say.
Thanks, Gene. Thanks, Linda. So two points. Linda referenced a Herald Tribune piece, I think yesterday, an organization publicizing their scholarship awardees. And I missed the piece, but I think they make a great point that we do need to do a better job of, I guess, tooting our horn. And as is true in all of our endeavors, we are always open to volunteers, more volunteers. If anyone's got some PR background, and indeed, I think Linda and Jean and our membership committee have talked about a skills inventory. I think we've published that to the membership. We don't know the skill sets of our more than 300 members. We'd like to, and we'd like to get as many of you who are willing to share those skills with us. And so I think it's a marvelous idea. I think we're doing some great things. We know about it, and we, through our email service, try to communicate it, but we can certainly do a better job with the broader community. So that's one. The second item, and Jean and Linda are being a bit, I don't know if what they failed to mention, they're being a bit shy, is that Manasota Sala has secured an intern over the next school year. This is a part of, and correct me, Jean and Linda, if I get this wrong, a part of the Manasota Sarasota Arts and Humanities Internship Program, funded by the Mellon Foundation in cooperation with New College. A competitive internship application was developed 2 months or so ago, and we were awarded one of those internships. So we will have an intern working with our education committee over the next semester, a New College student, for as many as I think 160 hours, or don't get me, I won't get into details because I get them wrong, but it's a phenomenal get for our organization. And I'm sure some of our other committees are going to be pulling some time from this young intern as well. So Jean and Linda are going to have to be a bit defensive. So just wanted to not miss that new news, that important news, and to congratulate again our education committee.
David, that intern is going to start, I think, in September. So he couldn't publicize Friends and Ray's anniversary tomorrow, but we'll work on trying to get that publicized.
Very good, very good. Thanks, Jean and Lynn. Anything else?
Thank you, David.
Any questions for our education committee? Just scanning through our video. Speak up if you got one. All right. New business. Any new business? Don't see any indicated. In the area of old business, I'll mention an item that we raised last meeting. There is a task force in place in Manatee, in the Manatee Public Schools. It is a task force set up by the school district to examine the study of African American history in Manatee schools. The task force is charged with assessing, indeed, whether the schools in Manatee are in compliance with the Education Secretary's guidelines, which are based on state standards with regard to the teaching of African American history. We were informed about this task force, unfortunately, about midway through their work, but we were happy to be informed. Tarnisha Clyett, some of you know, is active in Bradenton, and I think she's a member of the NAACP. And she brought it to our attention, I think through the Minnesota Black Chamber, where I met her. And so I've attended one of these task force meetings and will attend the other. The objective of the task force, in addition to auditing compliance, is to have the schools in Manatee designated as exemplary. This is some categorization from, again, the Secretary's standards. And I hope you grasp the importance of this project if indeed the Manatee schools are all going to be teaching to the standards established by the Secretary, African American history. It's hugely important, particularly since we have a governor who has tried to characterize anything related to our community, our history, as critical race theory or the 1619 Project, and therefore bad. We have to ensure that our schools are teaching our history. And we've just been put in touch with a correspondent in the Sarasota schools, Edna Sherrill, one of our members, member of our education committee, is working with us and a person I have not made contact with because we want to examine or explore where Sarasota public schools are relative to this same issue. We have no indication that Sarasota schools are doing what the schools in Manatee are doing, but we certainly intend to explore what they're doing. And if they're not working toward that sort of exemplary status, why aren't they? So Linda's got her hand raised.
I just wanted to mention that in the conversation we had with those two educators today, they brought up several times that there are standards. They want to make sure, as we're working together on this educational component, that they articulate the standards as they go forward and do this. And there's a certain timeline that I think becomes even more critical for teachers, that this could augment and help them in what they're doing. So I know they're very well aware of standards. The one thing I did hear was they really, really like to know that it's Florida history. So the more we can talk about things that have happened in Florida, what's going on with Florida, I think it's a tie to get us more acceptance.
Thank you, Linda. Anything more on this subject? And again, we're going to be communicating with you over the summer. Many of you may already be in your summer places, but your board's going to continue our activities across this whole range of issues: education, the dissemination of information consistent with our mission will be in the forefront of everything we do. Any other issues? Old business, new business?
Wait, can I just comment on the educational piece? I have recently joined the Sarasota County Library Advisory Committee. And I learned that there aren't any librarians in the Sarasota County schools. So the dependency upon our local libraries is really critical for making sure that access to that information is available to students. Also, I do not know if that's same is true for the Manatee County schools, however, but I do want to just make mention of the fact that there's a lot of historical information about Sarasota County at the AACRC. And we're doing a lot of our authors we're in our Lovette W. Harper book club on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Well, not every Tuesday, but one Tuesday a month. If you go to the website, you'll be able to see and we'll communicate with you. But we try to look at local authors and people who wrote about those. So just wanted to make that mention, and I will forward that information to you too, David.
Thank you. Lois, those Lovette W. Harper book club sessions have been excellent. So when you see those, and we'll do a better job of communicating those through our email as well. Thanks, Lois. And Bernadine, I see your hand, please.
Yes, clarification. Did she mention that, I think Lois, there are no librarians in the schools?
Yes, they cut the budget so that librarians are no longer in their budget. So they do depend. This is new information. I just learned it from the head of the libraries in the whole county on this past week.
That's amazing. None across the board? Oh, wow.
We would agree. We would agree. That's a tragedy.
So it makes it kind of does two things. One is it says that we don't have to go through the protocol in the schools to have access to this information. We can probably look at especially AACRC and ASALA by offering programs with relative to the students, but also just to make sure that all of the research, the Centennial Project, and all those things that have currently been taking place is passed down through the legacy of, the ancestors to their next generation to the next generation, so that we start seeing these students communicating this in their essays and in their playwrights and things that are doing right here in Sarasota. So I've got 3 books on the desegregation of library, the history across the nation, but we have incidences here in Sarasota County that Black people were not permitted to use the library. So stay tuned. We will have some more information about that and more time to explore that even further.
A couple of notes from our chat. Marion Ruffin is asking everyone, again, if you're not getting our emails, we want to be sure, certainly as we break for the summer. So at mruffin@gmail.com, please send her a note so we can track that and get it corrected. Dr. Merritt has got to leave us, but reminds us that there are great examples, important examples of our history, our Florida history, citing Rosewood, Angola, Fort Mose, which some of us have studied in our courses, and so reminds us that I guess most recently Dr. Jim Stewart is a new Ringling Museum board member. So Jim has continued to be engaged even in his retirement as our former president. Marion, I see your hand.
And she also sent me the flyer about the event tomorrow, so I'll put it through email today.
Thanks, Marion. Thank you. I think Mrs. Harper had an announcement, I know, and there may be others. We are at the announcement stage of the meeting. So Ms. Harper and then Bob. I see Bob's hand.
Thank you. I would just like, on behalf of Radia Harper, of course, who's the curator of the upcoming art show at the Selby Gardens, she wants the ASALA members to know to expect an invitation to the opening, which will be on July 9th. And the art show is of the African-American artists from Fort Pierce that are commonly called the Highwaymen. So she wants all of the ASALA members to look forward to the opening on July 9th, and you can expect an invitation from Selby Gardens for this particular art show. Thank you.
That's exciting news. And I know all of our members who are here certainly want to attend. I asked Radia to have Selby send us something that we could send out over our email system. And Radia is putting something together. Selby wants to send their own. So we will be getting something on the highwaymen out, and all of us, I encourage, just as we encourage you to attend Sam Gilliam. That's still on Lois's and my.
Right, so thank you. The opening then is July 9th.
July 9th. Thank you, Ms. Harper. Bob.
Yes, we are proud to announce that our granddaughter Tatum graduated magna cum laude from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute with a Bachelor of Science in Electronic Arts and Gaming Simulation.
Excellent. Congratulations. Grandma and Grandpa, that's wonderful news. Wonderful news. Other announcements. Paul Ruffin.
Dave, I didn't want it to go unnoticed that you've done a hell of a job for your first go around in being president. And I wanted to commend you for Yeoman's job. And you roped me and Marion in, so that thanks again for 40 years of friendship. But thanks so much, brother. I really appreciate you. I know the rest of the members probably agree with me also. Thanks.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
I'd like to echo and second that, Paul. Thank you very much, Dave.
All right, I pay those two guys well, so that's what. Any other announcements before we? Yes. Good morning, Jim and Priscilla Crummel.
Oh, hi. Mine's not an announcement. I did put in the chat. I'm wondering if standards for teaching African American history are available to the public so that, you know, I could just, can I open up online and look at them?
Yeah, I did see that, Priscilla. I intended to answer the question and then got distracted. There is, as a part of this task force material I received from Manatee, they do include a presentation and a link to the Florida standards, and there is a quite detailed curriculum, age, grade appropriate. I was frankly surprised, but pleased to see it. And so we'll find a way to share that with the membership, and again keep you abreast. I hope everybody agrees with us that there is really nothing more important today than to insist that our history be taught. And
it's American history. It's American history. We have to keep, as you know, and we have so many people in the sala who have backgrounds that would be very helpful. You would be able to look through, and you would, because of your education backgrounds in the education field, it would be very good if you know, our membership looks through and then makes notes.
Thank you. We'll get that out. We'll publish that as we publish more on these what's going on in Manatee County and in Sarasota County. I don't think there's anything more important for a branch of ASALH than to be engaged and advocating the education of our children and the broader community on what Priscilla correctly says is our history. So other announcements, anything more for the good of the order? I'm going to just scroll through our beautiful photos, make sure I don't miss anybody. Dan, do you have any update on the Remembrance Project? Anything you want to share? I just saw you for the first time this morning. Dan Boxer, Lytton.
Hi, sorry. Actually, the work that you and Jean and Linda are doing with the education committee is really the thrust. We will all be meeting with the Equal Justice Initiative, and we will be talking with them about some of the pushback we've had in Newtown in terms of the placement. But we have decided that we are continuing everything else. Will be going this Friday to what we believe is a place where the lynchings took place in the Palmetto Woods with Hope Black, who is our researcher. And we've had help from Palmetto, one of the city scientists there. And we'll keep you informed, but your president and your education committee are really working hand in hand. Our president, excuse me.
All right. Thank you, Gina and Litton. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, anything else for the good of the order? Well, I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn, but before I do so, we have loved our meetings with you. We're gonna continue our work, as I said, before our first meeting again in September. As Bo Bell said, please go in safety. And as Dr. Merritt says, please keep your distance, wash your hands, wear your mask, because not enough of these people believe in vaccines. So please, let's not take any chance. Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. You all be well. We'll leave the meeting open for a moment. If anybody wants to greet anybody, please do. Good to see you all. Thank you. Now you can unmute. And be sure, I'm going to check.
Everybody.
Yeah, he's ending it now, so.
Thank you, David, for doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, Brother Ray.
Thank you.
And thank you, Fran, for putting up with him for all these years.
You working on today?
Want to be put on the payroll.
Anniversary.
Thank you.
Let me call you right back.
Good to see everybody. And I'm going to copy this chat. I think there's some things we need to hold on to here. I can do that, and I'll.
And David, you can stop the recording.
Thanks, Linda.
I know that Dr. Merritt was speaking to our